Thank you for subscribing to this channel. This is a Reading Part C practice video.
According to the paragraph, the correct option is B, commonly held perception of polyunsaturated fat. The relevant sentence from the paragraph that supports this explanation is, so switching to a diet with only vegetable fats should lower cholesterol levels, right? Wrong, says Margaret A. Flynn, a nutritionist at the University of Missouri. Explanation for why other options are incorrect. As switching to a diet with traditional vegetable fats, the paragraph does not mention anything about traditional vegetable fats. It focuses on the comparison between butter and margarine, specifically discussing the effects of saturated fat and polyunsaturated fat on cholesterol levels. Therefore, option A is not supported by the information provided in the paragraph. C. The method adopted by the experimental group. The paragraph briefly mentions an experiment performed by Margaret A. Flynn, a nutritionist at the University of Missouri. However, the paragraph does not provide any details about the method adopted by the experimental group. It primarily focuses on the comparison between butter and margarine and the potential impact of partially hydrogenated fats on cholesterol levels. Therefore, option C is not supported by the information given in the paragraph. D. Available information regarding hydrogenated fats. The paragraph suggests that recent studies indicate that partially hydrogenated fats might alter cholesterol levels in a negative way. However, it does not discuss the available information regarding hydrogenated fats in detail. It mainly highlights the potential negative effects of partially hydrogenated fats on cholesterol levels. Therefore, option D is not directly supported by the information provided in the paragraph. In summary, the correct option is B because the paragraph challenges the commonly held perception that switching to a diet with only vegetable fats, which contain cholesterol-lowering polyunsaturated fat, will lower cholesterol levels.
Let's look at the next question.
According to the paragraph, the correct option is D. Trans monounsaturated fat increases the cholesterol level. The relevant sentence from the paragraph that supports this explanation is, recent studies suggest that such fats might actually alter cholesterol levels in the blood in all the wrong ways, lowering the good, high-density lipoprotein and increasing the bad, low-density lipoprotein. Explanation for why other options are incorrect. A butter lowers high-density lipoprotein while margarine increases low-density lipoprotein. The paragraph does not provide any specific information about the effects of butter or margarine on high-density lipoprotein, HDL, or low-density lipoprotein, LDL, cholesterol. It mentions that both butter and margarine made no difference in the study conducted by M.A. Flynn, but it does not directly address the specific effects on HDL or LDL cholesterol. Therefore, option A is not supported by the information provided in the paragraph. B. Butter contains just as much partially hydrogenated fat as margarine does. The paragraph does not discuss the specific content of partially hydrogenated fat in butter or margarine. It highlights the potential role of partially hydrogenated fats in altering cholesterol levels but does not compare the quantities found in butter and margarine. Therefore, option B is not supported by the information given in the paragraph. C. Trans monounsaturates behave similar to most naturally occurring monounsaturates. The paragraph does not mention anything about the behavior of trans monounsaturates or naturally occurring monounsaturates. It primarily focuses on the comparison between butter and margarine, the potential impact of partially hydrogenated fats, and the alteration of cholesterol levels. Therefore, option C is not supported by the information provided in the paragraph. In summary, the correct option is D because the paragraph suggests that recent studies indicate that partially hydrogenated fats, which can be considered trans monounsaturated fats, might alter cholesterol levels by lowering the good HDL cholesterol and increasing the bad LDL cholesterol.
Let's look at the next question.
According to the paragraph, option D is correct. The benefits of using only vegetable fats in the human diet are arguable. The paragraph mentions that partially hydrogenated fats, which are made by reacting polyunsaturated oils with hydrogen, can turn the oils solid and transform some of their polyunsaturated fat into trans monounsaturated fats. It is stated that trans monounsaturates act in the body like saturated fats. This implies that even though monounsaturated fat is generally perceived as good, the trans form of monounsaturated fat behaves like saturated fat, which is considered less healthy. The paragraph also mentions that almost all naturally occurring monounsaturated fat is of the cis variety, which is more like polyunsaturated fat. This implies that trans monounsaturated fats, which are produced during the hydrogenation process, are not naturally occurring and are different from the healthier cis monounsaturated fats. These statements suggest that the benefits of using only vegetable fats in the human diet are debatable because the process of hydrogenation can result in the formation of trans monounsaturated fats that behave like saturated fats. This implies that relying solely on vegetable fats may not necessarily lead to a healthier diet. Now, let's analyze why the other options are incorrect. A. The paragraph does not discuss eating butter specifically or compare it to anything else, so it does not provide information to support the statement that eating butter is not as dangerous for cholesterol levels as previously thought. B. The paragraph does not mention cutting out animal fats as a way to reduce cholesterol levels in humans. It only discusses the effects of trans fats and the hydrogenation process. Therefore, it does not provide information to support the statement that cholesterol levels in humans can be noticeably reduced by cutting out animal fats. C. The paragraph does not make a direct comparison between eating margarine and eating butter. It mentions the reduction of trans fats in margarine upon the request of a Canadian government task force, but it does not provide enough information to support the statement that eating margarine is a healthier option than eating butter.
Let's look at the next question.
In paragraph 3, the phrase, "to raise a red flag," means to express unfounded concern. Option C is correct, to express unfounded concern. The paragraph mentions James I. Kleeman, the coordinator of the National Cholesterol Education Program, who disagrees with the study conducted by Ronald P. Mensink and Martin B. Catton. Kleeman states that, "to raise a red flag is premature," implying that expressing concern or alarm without sufficient evidence or justification is unwarranted. Therefore, the correct interpretation of "to raise a red flag" in this context is to express unfounded concern. Now, let's analyze why the other options are incorrect. A. To raise a red flag does not imply warning of dire consequences. It refers to expressing concern, but not necessarily about dire consequences. B. To raise a red flag does not imply criticizing existing methods. It refers to expressing unfounded concern, not evaluating or criticizing methods. D. To raise a red flag does not imply ignoring prevalent signs. It refers to expressing unfounded concern, not disregarding prevalent signs or evidence.